Welcome back to Pen and Prosper, a podcast where JT Lawrence is coaching me, Melissa Delport, to be a six-figure author. This week we have Rachel back, which we are so excited about. JT is traveling. She is heading off to Ireland's publishing show and then on to Mastermind Conference in New Zealand. Something that we obviously aspire to get to one day, but it's invite only. So JT will go and represent us. Before we start today, we're going to be talking about foreign mailing list setups, which Rachel has recently done.
So excited.
It's such a big job. And I'm so torn about whether to do it. So I'm glad you're here because I'll probably have a better idea when we're done. A huge thank you to our sponsor, Vellum, without whom we would not be putting books on the internet half as easily. JT normally covers this part, but I have the code in front of me. If you would like to try Vellum and you would like to let them know that we sent you, we do not get compensated in any way for this, but you can go to tryvellum.com/pen and prosper, pen, A-N-D, prosper. And as always, a huge thank you to our paid subscribers and to Elize, our editor extraordinaire, been saving our life for a couple of months now, actually. Thank you, Elize. Okay, so Rachel, you have recently set up mailing lists to which territories?
France, Germany, Italy, Brazilian Portuguese, and Spanish, European Spanish.
They're all fast.
Yeah.
A lot of books in those, because I tried Spanish and I think I sold one book and I was like, nope, I'm out.
So the Brazilian Portuguese was terrible. And we've spoken about this before, about how the ads are really cheap and you can get lots of clicks, but you have to price very low. So you don't make your money back as easily. So yeah, I haven't been advertising there for a while. And Spanish, my books started off really well there and were rated 5 stars, the early reviews. And then something happened with Amazon and they took those reviews away and then it dropped down to like a 3-star something. And then I saw sales kind of decline at the same time. And then they kind of stabilized at a lower level. And in the last few weeks, I haven't been advertising any of my foreign books. I am going to get back there, but so everything foreign has kind of dipped now at the moment.
Just in time for you to set up mailing lists. Just in time for you to take like days out of your life.
It was literal days, yes.
Yes. How long did it take you? Okay, so 5 mailing lists. So just give us, how long did it take you? How long would people need to set aside per say mailing list?
Oh, per mailing list. Well, so I think it took me about 2 days of work to do all 5.
Okay.
And by the end of it, I had saved a checklist, which we will be sharing with your subscribers, and a template of everything that I needed to translate so that when I introduce another language in future, then it will be a bit faster.
Smart. Thank you.
Yeah. My thought process behind this, I know we spoke about this at the end of last year, I think, when we had our Christmas episode. I think I'd said I wasn't going to do it, or I was going to try come up with something easier. So, and then at the beginning of this year, I thought back to my early days as an indie author and how I only started really doing mailing list at around book 4 of my series. And like a massive influx of subscribers, and thought to myself, why did I not do this like 2 or 3 or however many years ago from the beginning?
Yes.
And I thought, okay, future Rachel will thank me for doing this properly now.
Mailing lists we've been discussing them so much in general on the podcast lately. I think all 3 of us have shifted headspace into a very like build the list. And your list has always been so strong. Like JT and I talk about it all the time. Like your releases do so well because you have a powerhouse mailing list.
Well,
because you're a good writer. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say, but I'm saying a big part of your launch strategy is your mailing list, right?
Oh, yeah, I definitely contact my list whenever I have new releases and leading up to it as well. But my recent books are quite different from my backlist. So I haven't actually seen as many, just if I look at the click-through rate, I haven't seen as many people going through. But yes, now my focus is building a list of new readers who enjoy the new series. And a part of my focus, the reason for my focus is because I have pretty much everything in KU now, and I am a bit anxious about what if an Amazon bot comes along and just terminates my account, which hopefully I would be able to deal with, but you don't know how much time that might take. And there's also the fact that we are on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and what if those accounts get shut down, and how do you reach your readers? So mailing list still.
Yes.
And I think, that was the other thing we spoke about last time. We were saying that email services like Gmail and probably others are surely, if not already, then surely soon, introducing a feature where they will automatically translate an email into
Yes.
your language. Yes, I saw this. So when I was testing the process and I had one of my emails come to my inbox, Spanish or something, my Gmail inbox had a little message at the top that said, click here do you want this to be translated into English? So that's there already. So you don't necessarily have to be sending emails in a foreign language. But my thought process was, I want a list specific for each language, which I could segment just having people come into the English one and then clicking on a button. But I also want to I want to gather new readers who are coming from the back of like an Italian book, and I want them to go to a landing page that is in their language and sign
Yes.
up and get the whole process in their language. And the setup part of the sign up is the part that takes the longest. So going forward, like doing a campaign and translating each campaign is fairly quick. So at the end, I can tell you how I do that part. It's just the setup that takes a while. So I thought that we could just, obviously, if your subscribers have a mailing list already in English, you know how to do this, but it can seem a little bit overwhelming. So we thought
Yeah.
maybe we would go through
Go through
the
this
check.
step-by-step process. Before we do that, what mailing list software do you use again?
I'm using MailerLite.
Okay, I'm also using MailerLite, and I think JT's moved to MailerLite. She wanted to use Kit, but now that she dug a little bit deeper, it was discussed on a previous episode. I can't remember. She's decided she's also going with MailerLite. So we clearly are MailerLite girlies. If anyone wants to know what we recommend, I think there's many ways to do it, but the whole Substack shift for me was just a bit of a debacle. Like, I should never have moved. It was such a mission to come back. Oh, and while we're on the mailing list, just before we dive into the foreign mailing list, in terms of growing mailing lists, I've had 125 signups from our Bargain Booksy email burst. Subscriber surge giveaway, it's called.
Okay.
Just if anyone wants to know how that's going.
Yes.
And we're only 13 days in, and it's an 8-week promo.
Remind us, what do you have to give away in exchange?
So you give away, actually, you don't give away anything. They obviously buy a Kindle copy of your book because you don't upload your book. So they obviously purchase the book and give it to the winner. So they handle all the logistics of that. You just sign up and you say, this is the book that I want. And obviously part of your payment includes them gifting that book. There's not that many people in mine. If I'm not mistaken, it's like...
Did you have to share this or...
So I don't think you have to, but like I said to Paige, like I feel like a moral obligation to share it. So I did share it with my list. But obviously my list is not signing up to my. They're really on the list. And I think I shared it on socials because also they give away a Kindle with that giveaway. So I think that's what drives most of the traffic.
Okay.
They give away these 10 books and they give away a Kindle. And actually for that prize, it didn't cost me, like it cost me, but remember I use free money because I can't access my PayPal money. So I used that. But anyway, so it's busy running. Like I say, we're on day 13. Sorry, it's got 127 emails have been, and I can download it anytime, those emails, and add them to my list. I will feedback once it's done whether all those people just unsubscribe as soon as they get their first email.
So you're going to do like a warm-up sequence or whatever they call it?
Yeah, so we had already set up automation of like a welcome email, and then these are my other books and that sort of thing.
Okay. Try weed out people who don't want to be there.
Yes, 100%. And then hopefully, I mean, even if I retain 30% of that, I mean, it's something, even 20%. I mean, so I don't know how else to grow my mailing list. I'm busy working hard on reader magnets because I think that those are, did you see Matt Holmes's last email was all about like reader magnets in every book. And I was like, okay, Paige, that's our project right now is reader magnets in every book. So
there was another podcast a few days ago, the novel marketing podcast. I listened to that was also about reader magnets, and the lady has like 40 different reader magnets. I was like, wow, that is next level. I thought I had a lot, but I've only like 4 or 5.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because we're doing it, we're focusing on it, that we're seeing it everywhere now. But
yes,
definitely.
Yes. What's that called? The red car effect. Is it the red car effect?
I don't know what it's called, but I know what you mean. I know what you're talking
I think it's that. Yeah, you want to buy a red car now. All of a sudden, everywhere you go, you see red cars. I think mailing lists will play a huge role in the pod for this year because we're all building. And so it's so nice to get different views on it. So can you tell us your you said there are 9 steps, 10 steps, 8
Yes,
steps.
I seem to have
9
listed up number
steps.
9, but 9 is kind of like a bonus step.
Okay.
So we can call it steps.
Okay. So let us go through these steps. Okay. Number 1.
Okay. So my process is assuming that you have a reader magnet, but obviously you can do this without having a reader magnet and you just have a sign up link at the back of a book
Yes.
or
Yes.
a website. But anyway, our checklist that we've got starts off with you've written an amazing reader magnet that everyone will
Yes.
want.
And so this is
step
when
number
they
1.
finish book 1, and we discussed this. Sorry to interrupt, because I was originally going to put my reader magnet at the end of book 6, and you said, why don't you put it at the end of book 1? Start collecting signups right at the beginning.
Yeah, I said put it at the front of book 1 as well.
Yes, at the front of book 1 and the back of book 1, and then maybe at the back of every
Yeah.
book.
If it's a separate story that doesn't require someone to have
Yes.
read anything in the main series, then you can put it anywhere at any point.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So step number 1 is that you have to translate your reader magnet. So
Okay.
we use Scribe Shadow for this. Yay. Thank you, Scribe Shadow. You can use humans or you can use other LLMs for that. So yeah, step number 1, use your Scribe Shadow to translate your reader magnet. Step number 2, you need a translated cover. So I think Scribe Shadow does that as well now.
Okay, so I don't ever translate our covers. I just put the badge on. But for the reader magnet
You
specifically, would
basically-
you say to translate? Oh, because you are making everything seamlessly in that language.
Well, when I say translate, basically you do some things. For you, your step is
Yes.
just putting your tag on it.
Yes.
So
Okay,
something that says it's either you're
but you're going
translating.
full French, so you like.
Well, some of my languages, I have translated the titles, some of them I haven't.
We would just like to take this time to tell you guys a bit more about Scribe Shadow. JT and I use Scribe Shadow tirelessly. We do all our translations through the app. It is incredible. Scribe Shadow is the perfect partner for indie authors who don't want to leave money on the table. They use cutting-edge AI to make novel translation fast, affordable, and super easy. In just minutes, your book can be translated into over 19 languages, and that is growing all the time, with high-quality results ready to reach readers everywhere.
And this isn't some faceless tech giant. Scribe Shadow is a small family-run team with indie roots. They've been in the trenches running a small publishing press, so they get the author grind. That's why they built a tool that's practical, budget-friendly, and designed with indie authors in mind. Plus, they offer cover creation, audiobook translation, and a simple one-credit system for everything. Best of all, you keep full rights to your work, and your books are never used to train AI.
Scribe Shadow has been very generous and given us our very own coupon code, which gets you 30% off your first month of using the app. If you are looking at getting into translations, please would you consider using Pen and Prosper 30? That's PENANDPROSPER 30, and doesn't cost you any extra, and it just lets Scribe Shadow know that we are sending traffic to them and that we are supporting them.
Okay, so then you've got your reader magnet and you've got your cover. The next step number 3 is format the translated reader magnet in Vellum. Yay, Vellum.
Yay, Scribe Shadow, yay, Vellum. And we're not even getting paid. You're not even getting paid for this. This is all just organic.
So you can see why this is taking a while because I did this for 5 languages and now, got it. So now we're at the point.
It's the same reader magnet for all 5.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm still writing my separate story that's going to go at the beginning of my series. But for this one, I had like bonus letter scenes, that type of thing that goes at the back of one of the books. Okay, so now you've got your ebook, your finished ebook in all of your foreign languages. The next thing is to set up this on BookFunnel or Story Origin or one of those services for easy delivery of the ebook.
Okay, so you can't just do like a PDF in MailerLite.
You probably can. That feels very 2012.
I know. I'm just so tired trying to reduce my spend because like I'm just paying for so many things.
I feel like there's some things that are worth paying for.
Okay. And would you say, do you prefer BookFunnel or Story Origin? I know they both have pros and cons, but just you personally for this particular.
I've never used Story Origin, so I can't say.
Okay.
Been with BookFunnel since their inception, and I'm still with BookFunnel. I'm happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that for every language.
Okay.
And this is part of what you need. I have this in my template where I put all the things that need to be translated because now when you're setting up a reader magnet on BookFunnel, all the text that you enter in, the buttons and everything. I mean, you don't have to.
No, but I mean, if you're going to set up a newsletter for someone of a different language, you may as well do it properly or not at all. Otherwise, just let them come into your English one.
Although now that I think about it, Google probably would be like, so if you're in Spain or wherever, Google would probably be like, oh, this web page is in English. Do you want us to translate it into Spanish? So maybe it's not 100% necessary if you're MVPing this.
Yeah, but you're not, because your readers, one thing about you is that you've always been like so reader focused. Do you know what I mean?
About me is that I always make extra work for myself.
I mean, it's another way to say it.
So yeah, so if you're going to go the extra mile, then we're translating all the text that is involved anywhere on the book funnel page, the download page.
Okay.
Yeah. That was step number 4. Okay, step number 5, we're finally moving to the actual mailing list. MailerLite or Kit or MailChimp or whatever you use. So now this is where so if you've done this before in English, you know the process. You just got to go through, and you're setting up like a landing page that's got a, sign up for my mailing list and get blah, 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 whatever. You're free to unsubscribe at any time, and we don't send you spam, and little boxes with your name and enter your email address. I changed all of that, every bit of text into so again, now that I'm thinking about it, Google would maybe, Chrome would maybe automatically do this for you, depending on what country the viewer is in. But yes, I went, so like where the boxes that says first name, like I changed that to Italian or whatever. And the box that says enter your email address. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Okay. I'm waiting for the end, because then I'm going to ask you how many signups you've had in each language, and then we'll see if it's worth it, right?
And then so that's the page where people sign up, and then there's usually a success page that comes after that. The page that says
thank you for signing up.
Please check your email for blah 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 whatever. So that page you also need to translate, and then you got to set up the automated welcome email that comes. I can see you already.
No. Do you know what I'm actually doing in my head? I'm thinking, how much of this can I ask Paige to do? So I'm already like thinking, as soon as I'm off this, I need to remember to ask Paige X, Y, and Z and the book funnel. I'm tripping on book funnel. Like, do I go back? Should I resubscribe? I literally signed back up to book funnel at the beginning of March and unsubscribed a week later. So I'm like, am I going back to book funnel?
I would say finish the whatever new reader magnet you're writing.
Yes, finish that first.
Yeah, that would be step number 1.
I just don't understand why someone wouldn't just read a PDF, especially if it's a short story. Like, do you really need to go through all the hassle of having that on your Kindle?
No, what do people do with the PDF?
I don't know. Like, they can read it and then move on with it.
I feel like PDF is maybe one of the worst because it doesn't have reflowable text.
Okay. So it's going to be book funnel for reader magnet or bust.
Also, you're going to use this for English, which will bring in a lot of subscribers. I feel like it's going to be worth it.
Okay. Got you. Okay, I'm going. Paige, we're going back to book. Okay, I can now move on.
Okay, so we're at the point where you're now doing the welcome email. Yes. So you're translating all of that, the subject line, the pre-header, the text, the
everything.
Yeah, whatever goes in there. And then you go back to book funnel and you get the download link and you put that into the welcome email.
Now they're on your mailing list and they've received their reader magnet, and every step of the process has been in their language.
Now that is all set up, you go back to update the back matter of the ebook that's already available on Amazon or whatever ebooks, however many books you want to put this link into. And you take the landing page, sign up link, and that goes into the ebook.
Yes.
And then republish the ebook.
Okay.
We know this. We know all the steps. It's just, you don't want to forget the vital step. Actually send people to the landing page. The final step number 9, was just a bonus to share the sign up link for each language on your social media. So I already have on Instagram especially, and maybe on Facebook as well, because we're advertising in all these foreign languages. You have followers of your page who are in foreign, who are Italy or France or wherever. And, maybe they're like, oh, yes, I want to read that bonus content, that bonus scene, that extra whatever. So they're already following you, and now you get them to sign up.
Okay. And then that would be also like, especially if it's a reader magnet that you can read before the books, because then you can share it everywhere.
Yeah.
So ideally, I think write one that can be read at any stage of the process. Don't write one that might have spoilers in it. Okay. So 2 questions. Number 1, how worried were you? How worried are you that your LLM maybe is not perfect and then it looks worse rather than having it in your original? I'll say this because I know on Facebook originally I got so excited to reply to people in a different language. Remember, like someone would comment on my ad and say blah, 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 blah in French. And then I would go and like get it translated and reply in French. And I felt so bougie. And then I realized that Facebook has that little translate. And I thought, do you know what? I don't want anything lost in translation. So let me just reply in my own language. How worried are you that maybe, because if you're doing something like this, you're specifically trying to respect their language, right? You're trying to say, I honor your language. I respect your language. I'm going to try and speak to you in your language. But what if you're butchering it? Or do you think you've got it pretty down pat?
Well, I think we should go back to like who translated our actual books that we're trying to get people to read.
Yeah. True story. So if the books are good enough, yeah. And I mean they rate high, So
we know that the books are not 100%. We're aware of that. Yes. If I had a human translator who had done all my books, then probably I would be getting a human translator to do all of this as well, so that it's on the same level of quality. How we don't have the budget to pay for human translators.
Yes. Okay. The numbers. So how long has it been since you established these mailing lists?
Maybe a month. I can't remember.
Okay. And have you seen any signups?
So I have seen some signups, not a lot. But I have to let me qualify my answer. So first of all, during February, I turned off all. At this point, it has been all of my foreign ads because yes, the end of February was tax season and cash flow. So I turned off a lot of stuff so that I could get through February, and now I need to find the time to start up some more ads. So basically, the number of readers that I was sending into the series dropped a lot because I stopped advertising the books. And the other thing is that because I haven't finished my fabulous superstar proper reader magnet that gets new readers in at any point, the only reader magnet I have goes at the end of book 3 and is only made if you have read that book. So the only subscribers I'm getting are basically like super duper fans who've been through all the books and get to the end of book 3 and then want to read this extra. Yeah. So that is why my numbers are pretty low, but I am expecting once I finish the new reader magnet and when I start ads again, those numbers will definitely go up.
Okay. So in your opinion now, and I mean your low numbers and my low numbers are always very, very different. In your opinion, is it worth it? Are you glad that you did it? And are you like really looking forward to how it grows in a year? Or are you kind of going, I probably could have just stuck with an English?
I mean, it's done now. So yeah, I can say yes. Yeah. And if I add another language like Dutch or whatever, I will probably.
Okay, well, that's answer enough. If you would still do it again.
Yeah. So this is the part that takes the longest. And then going forward, so let me just explain my process for when I actually have to send campaigns to readers. So I tried to set up an automation in N8N. And I was like, I'm going to be super clever and make this like a one-click thing. And I obviously did stuff wrong and it didn't work.
This is in where? In what?
In N8N. It's like a tool that builds automations.
Yes, you were trying. Yes, okay, got you. I remember now. Yes, you were trying to actually like get the whole thing done. Like you didn't need anybody.
And I'm pretty sure it can do it. I think I know what I did wrong. It was because I'd never used N8N before, and I think I know now what I did wrong. So technically, you should be able to build the steps along the way that feed into each other, and you can pull in LLMs along the way that you signed up for via their APIs. So technically, you should be able to say, here's my English newsletter in my Google Drive, and it will pull from that, and it will go through all the steps and translate into every language that you've told it to. And then at the end, it spit out like a bunch of Google Docs that each have the newsletter in a different language. For the amount of time that I wasted trying to figure out N8N, I could have written letters. So I went back to using Claude projects because that's just that works with my brain.
Yes.
You can use any LLM. For me, Claude, I just like the way that their projects work. So
Okay.
if you haven't used it before, I think ChatGPT also has projects. So you upload a bunch of documents that any chat inside that project will refer to. So I have a project that is only for mailing list translations. So inside this project, I've uploaded 5 different documents, and each of those has just the instruction that says, please translate from English into this language. And it includes other details like in this language, I've changed the title to be this word, or I've changed the series to be this name.
Okay.
So that kind of information, because I don't want the LLM to just translate any series name or whatever, because I've chosen specific names and it must be correct, obviously.
Yes.
So there's just like a quick setup in 5 different documents. And then when it comes time to send a new newsletter, I have it written in English. I have the subject line, the pre-header, and the body. And I put that into the chat and I say, please refer to the Italian translation instructions and translate all of this into Italian. And then it will
That is
look at
so
those instructions.
clever.
You can also
Okay.
use Claude. Claude has something called skills. So you could also upload it somewhere in the settings where you give it a skill. So each of those instructions I probably could upload as a skill. And then in a chat, I could just say, refer to this skill and translate all of
Yes.
this. But
Okay.
I like projects. I like to see all the stuff that's there.
Okay.
So that's very quick. Then I just have 5 different chats. The one, look at that instruction and do Italian, look at that instruction and do German, look at that. It's not like a one-click button, but it's like it's less than 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay. And that's so clever as well to have like a fixed instruction, because now if you're going to be doing this, it's like just saved you so much time later having to reiterate everything you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I hope it's worth it. Because if it is, maybe next year I'll look at it. But I just don't have the same reader base. And also because I haven't had Reading Magnet. I think first I need to test, is the Reader Magnet working for me? And if
Yeah.
so, then yes, it's worth doing. You know what I mean? Like I've never had
Yep.
success with my mailing list, but I've never really had Reader Magnets anywhere.
So yes, I would say step 1 for you is finish writing that and then test it in English first,
Yes.
and then get Paige to do all of this.
Thank God for Paige, is all I'm saying. Yeah, so I should finish my Reader Magnet today. So next week we will set it up in my mailing list. And I'm very interested to see how my mailing list maybe starts to grow, because now there's just no incentive, right? You can put a link in the back. And I think a lot of new authors will make this mistake because we tend to be a little bit lazy and think, oh, it'll work. People are going to love me so much. Of course, they're going to sign up to my newsletter. No, they're not. Yeah. So I think you have to have that incentive. And so it's worth, for every single book now, like what Matthew Holmes said, every single book needs to have a reader magnet in it. Even books that are maybe like not your top sellers, every book should have a reader magnet.
Yeah.
So I
I've
need
got
to do one for the traveler too,
far.
actually.
Yeah, up until this point, all my reader magnets have been like bonus scenes that people have to have read the book and then they get to the end and it's like, read the scene from the love interest point of view or something like that. So it's all been like gathering. So that gets me really good quality subscribers because it's people who have enjoyed the series enough that they want to read this extra thing. But yeah, I really want to bring in new readers as well. So that's why we're doing right.
Yes, 100%. And then we have put our reader magnet into, I think Guardians has got one and Legacy's got one. But they're not through BookFunnel. So I'm going to have to redo that now and just start. If I'm going to have multiple reader magnets, then BookFunnel is going to be worth my while. So I need to write them all, then sign up, then put them in the back matter through BookFunnel.
Yeah, definitely. Then you can also you can use different links depending on where you've put them, so you can see where people are coming from, which is also helpful.
So we have set that up in MailerLite. We just obviously aren't activating the ones that are reader magnet specific. So they're there. Everything is set up and ready. The links are ready. We just haven't activated them because we don't have the reader magnets yet. Okay, so my steps would be to write all the reader magnets, then sign up for BookFunnel, then change my back matter.
Yes. Then translate everything.
Yeah. Well, first I'm testing, remember?
Yes.
First I'm testing.
Although, as you said before, when it comes to advertising, you've always had more success with foreign ads.
Yes. I say
Like,
that
potentially-
my foreign, you know, that Italian ad that did so well forever and ever and ever. It's just my foreign stuff is dying. I don't know why. I've tried to set up I don't know what is going on. So I did spend like the whole of Monday and Tuesday setting up ads, turning off ads, deep diving ads. The one ad I realized that has actually done really, really well for Saving Monroe. One of my 3 headlines said shadow magic.
Oh, whoops.
But that ad's always done well. So maybe Facebook didn't, put that headline as the thing. But anyway, I think a large portion of my next few weeks is going to have to be just going in and figuring out what's going on. Why is everything kind of fizzling out?
I do. It's also because those markets are much smaller than the US, and if we've
saturated,
kind of maybe reached all of like the easier sales, maybe need to redo the covers in like a different style that might reach a different.
I'm thinking with particularly Guardians, go back to Christian's covers. So it's that sort of thing. It's going to now pick apart each title in each territory. And that's what I realized I have to do. I actually have to sit with because otherwise I just get this so I need to sit one day and go, okay, this title in this language, let's deep dive that one. And then, so I'm actually going to put that on my time block board, which I have now, to say, right, this week I'm going to look at Germany Guardians. This week I'm going to look at, like this day and every day just look at something until I get them all sorted. Yeah. Because the goal, right, is to eventually have one really good, for me at least, one good ad running to one title in one territory. So every title in every territory is selling well.
Yeah.
That's the goal. So like nowhere near the goal yet, but the goal's there.
I feel like I don't have enough time for that. It's like you need a team.
Yeah. Every series. But remember, I only have 3 languages and English, 4 languages. So I'm not I'm not going to expand that. I don't have the bandwidth to have multiple languages.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rach. Well, in our next episode, because she's still away, we will be discussing direct sales using something other than Shopify, which is going to be exciting. Okay. So I will see you in that episode. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.